And it will be the number 27, Veasari, to get us underway. We're off and running. The hosts were successful when these two clubs met in April. Who will have the early festive cheer today, I wonder? Immediately with Oceane Hertre to take the throw-in. Back from Bance. Durham, they've been competitive, but draws don't get you too far in the table. On 10 points, 10 games in ninth, going into this round of fixtures, 5 above Ipswich at the foot. They'll be looking over the shoulders, but also they'll be thinking the new year they're quite capable of getting up the table. Here's Holloway's throw, a nice little pivot from Sari, gets the cross in, sharp footwork from her. Camped inside Wildcats territory. Bounce for Niamh Heron. And Adriana French, the goalkeeper, gets an early touch. Second minute. Can they carve out the first chance of the game here? Birmingham City women. Referee waves play on as they've manoeuvred it for Hertre, always capable of making something happen. Into the penalty area. Slots the pass. Closed down well there. Cornet was thinking about having a shot. All home side at the moment. Holloway with the hoist. But Kat Shepherd gets gloves on the ball. Shepherd, who hails from New York. And Durham pinch the ball. Stretching the legs, the impressive Niamh Heron. Good to see so many youngsters in attendance, backing their role models here. Birmingham in second on 19 points, 4 behind Charlton, who, by the way, they play on the final day. I know it's a long way away, but when you consider last season, it all came down to the last game against London City Lionesses. And it was Birmingham who just fell short. It was agonising for them, really. Ending up with a draw. They needed a win. So this is their 4th season back in the second tier. Of course, they were so regularly a top-flight club. We mentioned Karen Carney getting that Glitterball trophy. She also got her hands on the FA Cup with Birmingham scoring the winner. Absolute legend of the club, and she'll be, I suppose, on not a downer today, but after all the highs of that and the prestigious trophy, she'll be desperate for her former club to get a win here. But it's Durham out to stop them. Great to have your company for our live stream. How busy will French be, I wonder? Plays a simple pass. Holloway always shows for the ball. And into touch by Beth Heppel, who wasn't able to level things up against Sheffield United with a late penalty. Unsuccessful with that 12-yarder, but she's a very important player in the Durham team. They were 4th last season. So this hasn't really lived up to that so far for them. Anything's a bonus here. I know they've had a lot of draws, but surely a point wouldn't be a bad result for them, given how free-scoring Birmingham have been at home. Adam Furness watching on, the Durham boss. Collinson has got that enthusiasm of youth. She'll be very excited to start this game. So no scares so far for the visiting outfit. Chance for Birmingham to go 3 points clear of Bristol City, who lost an entertaining game against Palace. We'll keep you up to date with the rest of the latest scores as well. Holloway with the throw-in. Northern Ireland international. Quite a few players actually with Birmingham who are in their second stints with the club. She's one of them. Worked it well here for Bance, who pushes it over to that right side. Cook with the clip. Knocked in by Hertré. Strength in the challenge from Cornet. Bounce runs into a cul-de-sac. Cook and McKenna takes up the play. Formerly of Lewis and Charlton. It's actually McKenna's first goal for the club against Sporting Kansas. A sensational strike to make it 3-0. A team have won a corner here. Here's Beatrice Sari going to dip into her box of magic tricks. Former WSL player. Wants to go back there with Blues. Right wing, left boot, Sari knocks it into the danger zone. It's a good delivery. Desperate defending, but they were sufficiently well organised with the Durham rearguard. You always want to end on a high, your last game of the calendar year. Been through all the emotions between them. Heron, McKenna. It's going pretty much as we expected so far. You thought Birmingham would be making the early running, making a statement. Durham are just going to have to try and absorb the pressure and counter when they can. Holloway finds the angle. And now Crossthwaite, but the whistle is blown, or the flag was raised against Lily. It's a big day for her. She joined from Durham in July, did Lily Crossthwaite. 23 appearances last season for the Wildcats, 3 goals, 2 assists in 20 league appearances. She actually scored her first Durham goal against Leicester in the 2021-2 season. Then in the 2023-24 campaign was the Players' Player of the Year. So fond memories, but now very much focused on her current club. Perhaps there's something here for the home side. The lofted ball, Sari's in, but the flag is raised, just mistimed the run. Nearly story so far. Southampton 1-0 up at Sheffield United in the game that kicked off at 1 p.m. That's into the second half. You'd expect Sari to be asking questions of the Durham rearguard, but they'll have come here thinking, right, just don't concede early, grow into the game, build the confidence. But yeah, I remember that win at Portsmouth on opening weekend. They were clinical, ruthless, got on a deserved victory, but haven't been successful on the road since. Amy Merrick's watching on. Spoke well before the game. We have a free kick for her side. Chance to get a few of the defenders forward. Looks like Sari on dead ball duty again. Approaching the 9-minute mark. St Andrews at Knighthead Park. Sari, left boot, low trajectory. When it's sliced behind, she's unable, Shepherd, to prevent it from trickling over. So Sari will get another chance, this time from the second right wing corner of the game. The cry of Blue Army from one of the fans. Sari marshalling the troops so far. Here she goes on dead ball duty once again. Sari, curler, almost too much curl on the ball. Stretching and straining. The words Libby Bounce, but it eluded her grasp. Brighton Loney. Haven't had too much of the ball yet. The side of Adam Furness, who was interim charge at the end of the 23-24 season. Were permanent last summer. They did well. Here now come Birmingham. Maybe a chance, and the save is made, and it's a really impressive piece of goalkeeping from Cat Shepherd. It's the former Durham player, Lily Crothwaite, looking to get one over on her ex-employers, but Shepherd was able to claw it away. That smart shot stopping from Durham's figure between the posts. Excellent stuff. It's come at the cost of a corner. In it comes, and she's done well again as Cat Shepherd, getting something on the ball. But Crothwaite with the attempt. First significant chance of the game. Now Durham, Hannah Blake carrying the ball. Didn't get the pace on the pass though. Cut out effectively by Birmingham City. Good work there by Hertray. Let's have another look at this chance for Crothwaite. Carried it into the penalty area, generated good power on the shot, but positioning perfect from Shepherd, keeping the Blues at bay. Holloway and Heron. Sometimes saves like that can give the outfield players a big lift as well. They know they've got that quality behind them. She's got a certainly colourful past. Shepherd, she used to play for the New Hampshire Wildcats, and that is the nickname, Wildcats of Durham, so meant to be perhaps. Sporting Lisbon, Portugal as well, and she came up trumps when a team needed her. Now they're on the attack. Good work though by Rebecca McKenna. Tenacious, combative. So the main action so far. Excellent ball into the path of Lily Crothwaite, and just when we thought the law of the ex-player was going to apply, Shepherd denied her a deadlock breaker. Adriana French, who herself has played in the US, the American for Kansas and Portland. They look in the mood here, the home side. Harrison Murray finding Holloway, searching centre. Bance challenges for the ball. Harrison Murray looking to thread it through the eye of a needle. Clear foul by Blake on Cornet. And it will be a free kick for Birmingham, exploring every avenue. They were tipped before the season to challenge, having had that near miss last term, and that's exactly what they're doing. Of course, the top two do go up automatically. Third place will go into the playoff with the bottom place WSL team. Here's the cross along the deck. It's played now for Speckmeyer, who's working hard, tracking back. She hasn't had too much of a sniff of goal yet. Mariana Speckmeyer. Cook. And Shannon Cook there, unable to get the ball over. As we creep towards the quarter-hour mark in the West Midlands. Shepherd, who's been By far the busier keeper. And that gives you an indication as to what we've seen. 3 shots, the one on target was saved well by Shepherd, and more than 2/3 of the possession for Birmingham as well. Is it only a matter of time, or are Durham gonna start showing themselves an attacking force? That's lovely control. Didn't quite match it with the pass there. Oceane Hertrey, she's got that in her locker. Holloway. And Sarri loves moving in from the left, finds the angle, back to goal, good hold-up play. This is impressive from Birmingham. Cross-threat has been lively. Collinson rather, getting the challenge in. It is a corner. Harrison Murray, proudly wearing the armband. Corner from Christie to come, with the responsibility from this left wing set piece. It's in with the right boot, it had the dip on it, and then just can't get the volley away, Bance, but Holloway, and then Heron, here's the header. Sarri trying to guide that inside the post, but it flies over. It's a half chance for Birmingham City. They've threatened throughout the opening exchanges, but haven't found the golden moment yet. Sarri, who got the second in the demolition of Sporting Calcio, who play their league football a level lower. Not able to get into any rhythm or momentum as yet. The side from the northeast. Next up, Birmingham are in the northeast at Newcastle. Durham have a big derby against Sunderland, first up in the new year. They're actually at Newcastle on the final day. Who knows what will be riding on that one. With a string of positive results, easy to climb the table, as easy it is to drop down the standings. Birmingham, you'd think, will be at the business end. Are they going to be able to get back to the top tier? Sarri. She's got options right and left. She utilises the help of Hertrey. And Cross-Threat is going to keep this one in. Grace Eyre goes over. Wouldn't let her settle. That's good work from the Durham number 2 academy products. But they're going to have their hands full all afternoon long. No goals in the 2 p.m. kickoffs yet. Looking the more likely, though, are the Blues. Hertrey. Holloway, they're forced to go back deep inside their own half. Good hassling and harrying. They're really grafting away here at Durham. Lambert. Nowhere to go, though. Doors slammed firmly in the face of Grace Eyre. French can come to the edge of her penalty area. She actually won the NWSL Goalkeeper of the Year in 2017 and 18. Very experienced, 35 years young. Hasn't had a save to make yet. Hertrey. It was a tempter, but not quite perfectly flighted by Hertrey, the French player. It's her first season with Birmingham, having joined in August. Learned her football at PSG in France. 20 on the clock. 0-0. St Andrews at Knighthead Park, the venue. Looking forward to a fourth round FA Women's Cup tie at Hull in the new year. Birmingham, they could go quite a long way in that competition, depends on the draw, but Arsenal and Villa playing each other, and you know, with the draw you can find yourselves deep inside the competition, former winners of it. Durham fully concentrating on the league and have done well at this level. Of course, they started 2025 with real opportunity of winning the division, but lost their way in the early part of the year. Fourth, still very respectable. A host of new signings in the summer. Approaching the midway point of the first half. Pertray. Heron mopping up. Didn't get too much pace on it, but alert and watchful was French. Heron, England under-23 international. Cross three, and now Harrison Murray. Oh, they've worked it well here. Is there a finish at the end of it? And the save is made. It's another good opening, this time for Sarri. We thought she was going to hit the target again, but Kat Shepherd hasn't put a foot wrong, hasn't put a glove wrong so far in this game. It's a more routine save for her, that one, but nonetheless, she's doing a sterling job for her team. Here come Durham now. They've done a lot of defending, but at least they've got themselves up the pitch. Here is another look. Opportunity. Birmingham, they're playing some good football, aren't they? They really are stringing together the passes. Several players involved in that move. Sarri with the pivot, couldn't find the corner, but that was a really good move from them. Michaela Foster quite capable of launching it long from the throw-in. Now, might be a breakaway here. Magnificent pace. Well, two players tracking back there. There were both Foster, who took the throw, and Lambert. And Sarri striding with purpose, eager to escape their clutches. Shannon Cook carrying the ball. Cross three. Cornet. Keeper should get there. Exemplary from Shepherd. You had a feeling she'd be busy in this one, but she's been excellent today. .24 on the clock. The Durham gaffer will be happy with the scoreline. He'd like them to maybe show themselves more in the Birmingham half. Easier said than done. Holloway. Pertray helps it into the centre. Good ball retention, but has to go back to a keeper there, Beth Heppel. He's done such a sterling job for Durham over the years. Bance takes a tumble. Toland with the challenge. Tyler Toland, formerly of Blackburn. Sarri never stops running. Clips that one in, and just a miscue. It flies harmlessly away, but Sarri turning it into the danger zone there. Really nicely guided by her. And Chelsea Cornet just looking up to the heavens in frustration there. Wasn't able to get the connection she desired. It's another glimpse of goal. Well, away goals for Newcastle at Portsmouth and Ipswich at Sunderland. Ipswich propping up the table, so if they were to win, then there'd be quite a few teams starting to look over their shoulders. Still a long way to go in the day's action. Confirmation of those latest scores. Probably see it as a chance missed. They would have loved to, and Southampton have got a second goal at Sheffield United in the 1 o'clock kickoff. Birmingham on the charge again with Crosthwaite. It's been bright as a button. Away by Michaela Foster, the New Zealander. Cook for Birmingham. Heron, raking ball away by Lauren Briggs. Toland can't get to it. Well, she's the outlet, Speckmeyer, but she's run hard without getting much joy. No change out of the defenders. Birmingham on the attack again. Hertray. Can she hurt Durham? Not with defending like that. Top stuff from Lauren Briggs. Recently signed a new contract. Space now for Holloway. Hertray, arcing ball. Heron came forward for that attack. Stays in an advanced position. Holloway assesses and then tries to find the killer pass. Another bite of the cherry for Holloway. Good control, nice pivot here from Crosthwaite. Will she go all the way? Carrying the ball wonderfully well. Plays a pass now for Cook, and the shot comes in. It's into the side netting from Shannon Cook. Shepherd happy to see that one go wide of the post, but got into a great position, did Birmingham City's number 6, who loves to get forward. Crosthwaite carrying the ball across the face of goal. That was mesmerising work from her. Cook took a touch to control, had support in the middle, tried to beat the keeper at her near post. Well, they're carving out the chances, but no golden moment as yet. Can they find the cutting edge in that final third? It's been pretty much attack versus defence. Into touch by Shepherd. Ball just keeps coming into her penalty area from the Vibrant Blues. Holloway, little flick by Sarri for Hertray, but back goes Lauren Briggs. Impeccable timing. Slid in with the challenge. Was at Durham as a youth player, then came back to the club. Crucial goal. And win at Blackburn last season. Edging towards the half-hour mark. It's the captain, Harrison Murray, with the corner. Took an awkward bounce, and she's going to get another stab at it, is Christy Harrison Murray. Will she go for the short option here? No. Chelsea Cornet moves away. Harrison Murray does play it to Blues number 19, and Cornet tries a look. It curled the wrong way, though. Went for the top corner, hit across the ball, and just sliced it high and wide. They keep putting Durham on the back foot, but it's been an exasperating sort of afternoon, a third of the way through this WSL 2 contest. Sarri. She looks perhaps the most likely player to make something happen out of nothing. Blake for Durham, who are really rolling their sleeves up here. Oh, and that's intercepted well. Great stuff from Hertray. Plays the pass. Sarri slices into the side netting. Hertray was alert. It was a poor attempted pass. Hertray stole in, fed. Sarri will be disappointed with herself. She would have backed herself to bury that chance into the penalty area. Not sure Shepherd was getting there. Just wide of the post. One of the best openings they've sculpted. Hertray for Sarri. Has made good saves, Shepherd, but wasn't required on that occasion. Dominant Blues, but they haven't given their fans an early Christmas present yet. Cornet. Good intervention, but no damage done for the home team. Sarri will pursue that one. She'll be desperate to get another good chance, having squandered the last one. Shepherd. 32 on the clock. Briggs. Crunching challenge from Hertray. Just stuck out a boot, did Lambert, but she'd straight offside. Now it's Hertray, just mistimed her run, but she's been a bright spark as Ocean. Wonder what's going through the mind of Amy Merricks. Hoping to go one better than last season, though having said that, they probably would take second because it would mean promotion back to the top flight for a club who were regulars at women's football's top table in England for many, many years. Heron with the chip. Didn't get that one right, though. Well, you'd have to say Shepherd's been Durham's player of the half. Briggs has actually come up with some very important tackles in front of her. It's a time of year for Shepherds. She'll be washing her socks tonight, hopefully, on the back of a clean sheet. That's the idea for her, but it's Birmingham who are keen to prevent that from happening, as that one's ushered, well, shepherded behind, you might say, by Shannon Cook for French, her goalkeeper. French bowls it out, excellent distribution, and here come Birmingham with Lily Crosthwaite. Gets to the ball, but that's a fine sliding challenge. Grace tracking back. She's been superb so far in her defensive capacity and needed to be there to deal with the challenge of Crosthwaite. Sarri has come close to scoring in the game. Can she put this corner onto the head of a teammate? Plays it low, in fact, for Hertray. Those two have linked up well. Sarri, first time, up from the back, and it might just break for Crosthwaite, who snatched at it somewhat, and the ball flies harmlessly over the bar for Durham, but Crosthwaite can be happy with her performance so far. They just haven't had that ruthlessness, that clinical moment to get their noses in front. Shepherd into the final 10 of the first 45. Crossthwaite. Briggs. Immaculate work. Cook. Looks up and pings the pass for Hertray. Grace Collinson now, chance to show her attacking quality perhaps, the youngster. And she did really well feeding Beth Heppel. It's a rare Durham attack, onside, Spackmeyer plays it towards Lambert, much better from Durham. Cook lurking in Lambert's slipstream. Lambert again, probably the best little sequence Durham have had in the whole game there. That was a good breakaway, all stemmed from the industry and willingness of Grace Collinson to get things going for a team. Still couldn't get that shot on target. Cook, one of the players who's come within a whisker of getting Birmingham ahead. Is it only a matter of time, or could it be one of those days at the office? Did her utmost there, did Reba McKenna, to prevent that one from just dribbling over the perimeter of the pitch. Well, given the fact we had the emotional presentation for Lucy Quinn for reaching that milestone of 150 appearances recently for Birmingham, maybe it's written in the stars that she does something off the bench in this one. She is named among the replacements. Here's Lucy. And Heron. Holloway. It's an ambitious ball, a little bit too ambitious perhaps, as it bounces away from the ever-willing Rebecca McKenna. And Durham would be thinking, let's get into the break level and move on from there. It's been a tough season for them so far. Just a couple of victories in WSL, one at home and one away. But, I mean, it depends if your cup's half full or half empty, but the reality is, yes, they've drawn the last three, but they've not been beaten in those games and come up against some good outfits. Been a fairly free-flowing first half of football. Haven't needed either physio. Heppel and co. really working like Trojans here. Stay in the game. They remain level with Birmingham, who are flying high in the upper echelons of the division, despite their defeat in their last league game. Throw in for Grace Eyre. Sarri. Quick feet. Cook. Hertray. Did she put too much on that? Oh no, yeah, just was fractionally over the line. Hertray, slightly too much pace on the ball for teammate Rebecca Holloway. last 5 minutes, and yeah, just look at that. 10 shots. I mean, they've not all been gilt-edged, but 2 on target. Vast majority of possession. Passes finding teammates in that last third, but no goal. That's the most important statistic. Top left of your screen. Is it going to be the classic quintessential smash and grab from Durham? But they haven't really looked like creating a chance. They had that one sort of 3-4 player move that was sparked by Grace Collinson in her own half. Maybe they can mention that at half-time and develop something. You'd think the way the game's gone, there'll be at least one more sight of goal for Birmingham in the remainder of this opening period. Oh, lovely footwork. That was a little bit like watching Karen Carney, the former Blues player, on the dance floor from Crosthwaite. Nothing came of it. Away by Ayr. Very impressed with the two Durham fullbacks here, Ayr and Briggs. And they've been solid, stubborn in the middle as well. Cook and co thwarted in their attacking endeavour today. Free kick for Durham women, who play their home games at Maiden Castle. This very much a battle of the Blues. They are known as the Blues as well as the Wildcats, but obviously Birmingham City playing in their home strip. Forward by Briggs. First time, this could be the moment for Birmingham City. It's Sarri, slots the pass now, and her tray. Well, it was an unlikely angle. You felt she might try and cut it back. She went for goal, the French woman, sprinting forward, but there's been no way past Kat Shepherd in this first half, saving at her near post. It's another effort on target. They're racking them up, but it remains goalless. Again, it's that combination. Sarri playing for her tray. Nothing doing in the scoring stakes. Collinson, she looks a prospect, doesn't she? Finds the pass for Molly Lambert. And it's a throw-in rather than a corner, but when you've got Michaela Foster around, it's pretty much as good as a corner. Most teams nowadays do have at least one player who's capable of launching them. In fact, is this going to be left for Briggs? Maybe she's got that capability. Is that I thought they'd given a throw-in. Yes, it is. And actually, I think Briggs, they're probably thinking that Foster's useful to have in the centre for this type of situation. She threw it short, it didn't work, and now they're out of position. And here come Birmingham on the breakaway. Crosthwaite, so good at carrying the ball, rapid, but isn't able to play the pass, given away. Well, foul is made, lost control of the ball there, did Grace Ayr, who's had a really good half, actually. That wasn't her best moment, and she's into the notebook of referee Julia Kings. But it all came from a pacey surge from Lily Crosthwaite for Birmingham City. Involved in the rearguard effort once again, lost control of the ball, lunged in, and it's a free kick. So maybe a late chance for Birmingham at the end of the half in the final minute of it. Won't have too much stoppage time. Yeah, and I'm being told there won't be any, which is sort of fair enough when you consider that there's no point putting it on for the sake of it. We haven't had any goals. No, neither physio's been on. So literally, if that's anything to go by, this is probably the final action of the half. None of the home teams in the 2 o'clock kickoffs are winning, and Sheffield United are losing in the 1 o'clock. Here's the shot from range. Oh, what a fabulous strike as Birmingham City hit the front, and Vea Sarri take a bow. She scored their goal of the month in November against rivals Aston Villa. in the League Cup, in WSL 2. She illuminates this stadium with a moment of magic. Quite the early Christmas present for the home supporters. She hit that so sweetly, playing the role of Santa Claus, Beatrice Sari for Birmingham City women. That was right out of the top drawer, left-footed, top corner. We've already seen Kat Shepherd is an outstanding goalkeeper. She's made really good saves in this half, but there was no way she could keep that one out. Birmingham City 1, Durham women 0, and that is the end of the first half. They were huffing, they were puffing, they weren't blowing down a well-constructed house of Durham women until Sari, who was one of the players who had good chances from open play, but from the set piece, grinning from ear to ear, she produced a bit of sparkle. That was absolutely sensational from Vea Sari, and well, Amy Merricks, no wonder, has a real spring in the step walking towards the changing room area. It came right at the end of the half, the final action of it, and it was stunning action. As Birmingham City, you have to say it's a deserved lead. Yes, Durham have worked really hard, but they've just not been able to get themselves going as an attacking force, and Blues have got that golden moment right on the stroke of half-time through Beatrice Sari, their number 27. Half-time at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. It's Birmingham City 1, Durham 0. Beth Heppel, longest serving player for Durham, gets us back underway, and it's knocked forward by Foster, sign of their intent as she launches it into enemy territory. But Vea Sari's stunning free kick separates the sides. Birmingham will look to get the buffer of a second goal. Crossthwaite has been a shining light for the home team. Are they going to push on now? The balance of power in their favour, and they've won a free kick. Toland scrapping away for her team. Formerly of Manchester City, Celtic. But she's conceded a free kick here. They're queuing up there on the edge of that penalty area. Hertray, probably with her left, I think, yeah. Hovering over it is captain Christy Harrison-Murray, who's the one change to the starting 11 from their FA Cup game. Hertray, both arms up, left boot used, bends it. That's a delicious delivery, the header into the back of the net. And Birmingham City have their second. They've scored either side of half-time. Chelsea Cornet watched the trajectory of that one perfectly. It was a delightful, teasing, tantalising free kick from Oceane Hertray, and the finish was applied. They found the finishing touch all right. Sari with a spectacular free kick at the end of the first half. At the start of the second, Hertray guided it. It had curl on the ball. She watched it onto her head, did Chelsea Cornet, and the Scot said thank you very much and knocked it past Kat Shepherd. Birmingham 2, Durham 0. They kept pushing. They didn't let their heads drop, despite the fact they were fashioning the openings without taking them, but they continued where they left off, and you do fear for Durham now, given they have the impetus and the insurance of a second goal. And you never know, goal difference could be important at the end of the season, so they won't just be happy with the one goal. Chelsea with the connection, and they're going for number 3. They're at 6s and 7s at Durham. They'll feel that patience, perseverance and persistence has paid off, Will, the Birmingham City players. They're a force with which to be reckoned on home territory, aren't they? They were always going to be a tough nut to crack this season, given they were right at the top until the final rights of last term. They were just pipped by London City Lionesses. But they've got lots to look forward to in 2026. Durham up against it here. Forward by Holloway. More good build-up play from Birmingham. Is there a finish at the end of it? Oh, it's another one! This is absolutely remarkable. Lily Crosthwaite against her former club. Muted celebrations from Lily, as you'd expect, but the law of the ex-player applies. She's the ghost of Christmas past. She used to play for Durham. Now she's very much a star for Birmingham City. She was excellent in the first half, and now she has her goal. And, well, this has been unbelievable, really. They've scored 3 goals in no time. On the stroke of half-time, they got the first with a free kick. Then a header from Cornet, a deflected shot from Lily Crosthwaite. Durham hit by a triple whammy. Birmingham are running away with this one now. 3-0 they lead. 3 different types of goals. One from the set play, from long range, a blockbuster, a humdinger of a hit by Sarri. Then a very clever, cunning ball in. Was a yellow card is issued there. Was that for the foul or kicking the ball away? I'm not sure, but there's a booking. Referee Julia Kings. Slight blot on the Blues copybook. 3 different scorers, that'll please Amy Merricks. You just felt they were being frustrated and irritated by a very spirited, obdurate rearguard, but they've not really folded. I think it's more down to Birmingham. They've backed themselves, they believed in themselves, and they are strutting their stuff. There's a real swagger in the stride now. They want to make it 4, and you wouldn't argue against that case as it's away from them. Turning on the scoring style, and even better news for Birmingham is that Nottingham Forest are 1-0 up at Charlton. Just confirmation of that yellow card for Shannon Cook. Yeah, I'm not sure that the referee seemed to be making the gesture of a shirt pull, but there was also a ball kicked away. So the key thing is she's been booked. She's on that proverbial tightrope now as the defender, but she's had a good game, and Birmingham really, they rarely settle for just the one. They're flourishing at their own stadium once again, and it's funny really, the other 3 games kicking off at 2 o'clock, they're all 1-0 win to the visitors, all 1-0 leads rather for the visitors. Forest at Charlton, Newcastle at Portsmouth, Ipswich at Sunderland. But here, it's very much home sweet home. Sarri, Cornet and Crosthwaite for Birmingham. Are they playing for pride here? Is it damage limitation for the North East team? Well, carried forward by Grace Eyre. There's been a golfing clash between the teams. Crosthwaite, and talk about ending the year on a high. They're going to push for a 4th. Bance. Hertray is going to go for glory there. A turf trimmer. Could have taken a deflection. Shepherd might have been in trouble, but it comes through for her. Shepherd made some vital stops, but, well, it was going to take something special, and it was Sarri who said, abracadabra, out popped the white rabbit from the black hat with, you won't get a better struck free kick in WSL2 all season, I don't think. And More set-piece success with the second goal. Hertray's wafted, floated, hoisted free kick for Chelsea Cornet to guide home with a header. Very good header, actually. And then a nice move ending up at the feet of Lily Crossray, whose shot took a big deflection. I think she'll be credited with the goal, though. Holloway, Hertray, Sarri. She'll try a lot from open play, and then it just balloons up favourably for Kat Shepherd. Tough day for Durham so far. They kept Birmingham at bay. They just couldn't hang on until the end of the first half. I think that was key. And that home changing room must have been bouncing after Sarri's goal, and they've just continued the feel-good factor into the early stages of the second half with 2 further goals. Looking threatening down the left with Crossthwaite. There's just no release for Durham. Cook, Sarri shrugged off the ball for once. Foster for Heppel. And now Hannah Blake. Bounce. Did well there, did Sarri. That low centre of gravity, so hard to get off the ball. She's put in super performance, and she wants more. Here she goes again. Checks onto her right, and the save is made by Shepherd. Sarri thought she was going to fire in the shot with the left boot, just switched it. But Shepherd was vigilant and produced a stop. The shots keep raining in on her. Is there even the slightest crumb of comfort? It's going to be a long journey back home. They're used to those, are the Wildcats. Another look at that chance for Sarri. It was won well, actually, initially, wasn't it, by Holloway? Sarri got in between the defenders, but she's been quite the barrier, has Shepherd. Good atmosphere inside the ground on Grassroots Day. Lots of schools and grassroots clubs in attendance. Wanting to unearth the next local star, of course. Sub for Birmingham, Ji So-yeon started the last league game. Number 91 on loan from Seattle Reign FC, the South Korea international. So much experience. I mean, it's not bad, is it? You're 3-0 up and you bring on a player who's a former Chelsea star for, well, I think she was there for 8 years, wasn't she? 2014 to 2022. So there's going to be no let-up here. It's Harrison Murray who's been withdrawn as the cross comes in, catches well, assess the flight, and then good distribution as well from Shepherd. Certainly can't fault her for any of the goals. She's made good saves as well. Bounce into the feet now of Chelsea Cornet, who wants another goal. Slots it. Crossthwaite with a clip to the back post. And she's won another header there as Cornet, just couldn't guide it back for a teammate or get it past the keeper. '58th minute. St Andrews at Knighthead Park, the venue for this WSL2 clash. Birmingham, if you joined us late, scored right at the end of the first half. A Hollywood moment. Fabulous free kick from 30 yards right into the top corner from Vea Sarri, having had several chances, dominated the first half. They got the reward at the end of it, and they continued that good work with 2 early goals in the second. from Cornet's header, and then Lily Crossthwaite, who's on the ball now, finding the angle for the pass. Good challenge. Stops McKenna. I'm told we're going to have a double substitution. Poppy Pritchard and Layla McFarland about to enter the fray for the final third of the contest. Are they going to be able to help turn the tide, I wonder? In the meantime, they've got to deal with this corner. Clipped in. Well, I thought it was going to go all the way in for a moment, but it's had it away. Another chance for Sarri, the irrepressible, unstoppable at times. Sarri. Header flicked on, then the volley from Cook, and Hertré on the half volley. She was being closed down, and that's well away from goal. But another glimmer of a chance for an excellent Birmingham City team. And here are those changes. Pritchard on loan from Manchester City. And McFarland as well. Gets her opportunity. Coming up to the hour mark. It's gone perfectly for Birmingham this game. It's a slow burner in terms of scoring, but I mean 18 shots and nearly half of them on target. Durham have actually had a little bit more possession in this second half, but in relation to what they had in the first half, but they've not really been in the game. Was Grace Collinson and Hannah Blake, who were withdrawn, by the way, for Pritchard and McFarland. Can they get a goal back here? Pritchard, fresh off the bench, looking to make her mark. She's got the ability to do so, and the referee gives a goal kick rather than anything else, with Rebecca McKenna flying in. But Pritchard, I'll be pleased to see her trying to make a nuisance of herself and wreak some havoc there. Poppy signed on deadline day in the summer. Crossthwaite. Super day's work from her. Bance as well. Crossthwaite takes up the play. They've worked that nicely in a tight situation, and Bance clips the ball in. And now being encouraged to shoot there. Rebecca Holloway from a long way out. Shepherd equal to it. Being closed down there by Crossthwaite. Sarri sows the seeds of doubts herself. 63rd minute, Pritchard's going to chase this one. Good battle between her and Rebecca McKenna. Air for Molly Lambert. Lambert plays the pass, wants it back, gets it. This is much better, this, from Durham. Lambert, oh, and that clearance didn't go where intended, and Pritchard is alert. Couldn't find a teammate, though. Speckmeyer was waiting in the centre. Pritchard has made a difference since coming on. That was opportunistic. She sensed it was a poor clearance, and we'll take some encouragement from that. It's been a good cameo so far from Pritchard. Header by Heron, and Well, they'll want the clean sheet here, Birmingham. Durham have actually had their best little spell in the game since the arrival of Pritchard and McFarland. Cook for French hasn't really had a save to make, the Birmingham keeper. Good ball over the top, and they're in here. Another fine stop. Hertray hurtling after that ball. She reached it, but Shepherd wasn't allowing a way past. Yet another effort on target, though, for the home side. Played with a refreshing sense of vibrancy and urgency. Well worked by Pritchard. Outstanding from her since entering the pitch. She's got to be pushing for a start in the next game, although it's a few weeks away now. Breakaway. That could spell danger for Durham, with Crosthwaite on the ball. Overlapping run by Sarri. Sarri into the penalty area. Checks back. Crosthwaite, I thought she might hit it first time, but she decides to control. Sarri for Bounce, who now knocks it for Holloway. A lot of players, the vast majority of Birmingham's outfield players involved in this move. Cook, well, she's seen Sarri hit the top corner with a set piece. This time it opened up. She thought, why not? But couldn't test Cat Shepherd on that occasion. All smiles from the home supporters, who were probably thinking, well, is the goal going to come in that first half? But when it did, it was worth the wait. Cook. Pritchard. And McFarland. Good work off the ball as well as on it from Birmingham today. Grace Eyre. Is there an oasis of hope in a desert of difficulty in terms of this game for Durham women? At least having a spell of possession, although the commentator's curse strikes there as Grace Eyre knocks it into touch. We've almost reached the midway point of the second half. Goals from Sarri, Cornet and Crosthwaite for Birmingham today, putting Adam Furness's team 3-0 down, and they can have no complaints about the scoreline, really, given the superiority Birmingham have shown throughout. That's a clever chip by Shepherd in a potentially difficult spot. Ball forward by Heppel. Pritchard in pursuit. Good defending. Oh, that's quality from Heron. And now McKenna for Bounce. Beautifully worked this by Birmingham. And Hertray, don't think she was going for goal there. Wasn't too far away from it. Don't think they'll be settling for 3 in this final quarter of the contest. Away by Shepherd. McKenna finds the angle for Crosthwaite, but she just drifted into an offside position. free kick for Durham. Certainly since the third goal, they've been better, but you feel that the race is run in terms of trying to get a point or three from this game. Just a question of whether they can get themselves a consolation, perhaps. Heron. Good angle for Hertray. Holloway did really well. And it'll come back to her. Holloway with the touch. Hertray outside of the boot. It's been some very clever, thoughtful, probing build-up play. From the team in blue. So much to look forward to in 2026 in WSL 2. And remember, all of the games live right here on the official Barclays WSL 2 YouTube channel. Cook for Niamh Heron. I think that's kept in play, is it? That's really good stuff from Hertray, who's got to be a contender for player of the match, given the work she's got through. Bance. Excellent technical player, isn't she? Cook. For McKenna. Cook again. They've done the simple things well at Birmingham. It's been a fine collective display, and Sarri, she's provided the most memorable moment with a thing of pure beauty, her strike from the set piece at the end of the first half. She scores some cracking goals, does fair tricky Sarri. McKenna's throw. They're in the comfort zone with a 3-0 lead, but they're not playing with any sort of complacency. Still showing that hunger and desire, application for more scoring glory. But they needed that moment from Sarri, because they weren't finding a way past Cat Shepherd until she produced a Dear Diary moment. A champagne moment. Maybe we should say a mulled wine moment, given it's the time of year for that sort of beverage. Shepherd. Ooh, that's risky. They've lost it. Cross-thray. Squeezes it in towards Sarri. She'll be relieved there, will Shepherd, who hasn't done much wrong in the course of the 71 or so minutes so far. Newcastle and Portsmouth are level now. Portsmouth with an equaliser. Already today, good win for Southampton at Sheffield United. Before today's action, Palace won 3-2 at Bristol City. And the other games, Charlton 0, Forest 1, Sunderland 0, Ipswich 1 are also latest scores. They kicked off at the same time as this one. Routine home stuff, really, from Birmingham. They're the great entertainers of this division. Well, she's had a very busy afternoon, has Cat Shepherd. She's just being treated. We didn't have any stoppage time at the end of the first half. We'll have some at the end of the second. Fluid levels being restored. I'm sure it's a very satisfied Amy Merricks. And whilst we have the break, let's have a look at the goals that have been scored. If you've joined us late, you're more than welcome, wherever you are tuning in from. The first was a real blockbuster. But we're bringing you apologies for that. Someone pressed the wrong button. Don't worry too much. We'll certainly bring you the goals at the end of the game. In fact, we can do it now. It's worth the wait. Look at that. Ready, aim, fire. magnificent Veasari. Right at the end, that was pretty much the last kick of the first half. It gets better every time you look at it. And then the second goal is from another set piece, this time Hertré. Beautiful delivery and a very good header from Chelsea corner. 2-0. Breathing space achieved. Cornet converting, clinical, classy and cool. And then the third, Hertré involved in the build-up. And then shot deflected, cross-ray. Former Durham player, that's why, yes, she had a wry grin on her face, but she wasn't over-celebrating. But a very, very good performance. And the gaffer, well, I think those notes will be pretty complimentary, don't you? Although they're never happy, these head coaches. She'll be thinking about what they can work on, what they can take, but I don't know if they've had their Christmas party yet or whether it's coming up after this, but they're going to have a good time on the back of this result. Of course, there is a winter break, Christmas break in the women's game, but a more morose Durham camp. It's a tough place to come, though. I know it's a cliche, but you know, these adages in football are used because they're true, and they are dominant on their own turf, Birmingham City's women, and they have been today, as we've just seen from those goals. And there are a multitude of other chances we could have shown you as well, and which we will be bringing you highlights packages on the YouTube channel. McKenna. And now Sojun Yi. McKenna with the cutback, but Cat Shepherd seems to be okay. They certainly need her to be fit for the remainder of the season. This probably isn't the sort of game they're going to be judged on, but they could certainly do with a... Well, I think Sunderland have scored, and they could certainly do with that, because Ipswich really were closing the gap on the teams above them, leading. They were propping up the table going into the day's action, but Sunderland have got one back there. So Portsmouth are level with Newcastle, Sunderland level with Ipswich, Forest one up at Charlton. So Birmingham are closing the gap on Charlton. Big day at the top. And, well, that could be epic again on the last day of the season, as it was final day last season. Birmingham head-to-head with London City. It finished level. London City went up. Birmingham were frustrated, but maybe it'll be different this time around. Of course, remember, the top two do go up automatically, third place into a playoff. So there's going to be much more to play for towards the end of the season with the continued expansion and growth of the women's game. Pritchard. Well, that's been a plus point for Durham. Poppy Pritchard's effort and quality since coming off the bench, making an impact. Very talented young player. .13 to go, plus stoppage time. And Birmingham to bring on Acheba Louis for Libby Bounce. Libby Bounce deserves a good round of applause. She's been excellent. No letter for Acheba Louis. Plays for Haiti internationally. She also came on for a little bit longer, actually, in the FA Cup game. But Bance can have a well-earned breather. They've all contributed. Sitting pretty in the box seat. Acheba Louis with an early touch. And now fellow sub, Ji So-yun. And again. Leave Heron. Well, it's good from the sub. You wouldn't have thought it'll just fizzle out, this game. Such has been Birmingham's attitude throughout. It's been that sort of season for Ipswich, by the way. They were 1-0 up for a long time at Sunderland, but no joy on Weir's side for them in the second half, because Sunderland have hit them with 2. They were 1 down, now they're 2-1 up. So that's a good result. Well, I suppose it depends how you look at it. Durham will tell you, well, we're always looking upwards. That's where you have to maintain your positivity as a football club. But it's only natural. If you're having a spell where you're not getting results, you don't want the bottom team to be winning. Charlton are 1-1 with Forest now as well at the other end of the table. So that would keep them with a buffer ahead of Birmingham. But as things stand, nonetheless, Birmingham are closing the gap, because their lead, they're going to get 3 points, and Charlton 1-1 with 10 to go there. With 10 to go here, this outcome surely isn't in any doubt at all. Crosthwaite, for once, runs into difficulty. Heppel. Oh, she's been commanding, hasn't she? Heron at the back, carrying the ball forward there. Unsung hero, you might say, Heron, who did actually score in the FA Cup match, the 4th goal. Signing from Sunderland. Crosthwaite. Well, they hit their goals in a real flurry either side of half-time. Goal right at the end of the first period from Sarri, which we've been eulogising about. It was sheer perfection from the set piece, and then 2 goals early in the second half. Heppel. Grace Eyre. Gets it back, and then sends it up towards that halfway line. Cook, fair challenge. And helped in now for Ji So-yun. Threading the pass carefully into the feet of Crosthwaite, who almost caught Kat Shepherd by surprise. She had options in the middle. Just went fractionally over the crossbar, and no 4th goal for Birmingham. Ball propelled. Spackmeyer has been feeding off scraps, really. She hasn't stopped running and working for her team. Back by Foster for Shepherd. Bypasses the on-rushing Achebe-Louis. Cook back for French, who's been a virtual spectator, the Birmingham goalkeeper. Nice angle here for McKenna. Crosthwaite, so much energy. She's got the engine, but she's got the class and the ability as well. She's looked the full package here. Heppel lost her footing, was fouled. Well, they've not thrown in the towel. They've kept plugging away. Some honest toil from Durham today, but all the qualities come from Birmingham. And that's just pressure applied that caused that error. Flurry of second half substitutions. Lily Crosthwaite, scorer of the third goal, is being withdrawn and replaced by Lucy Quinn. Great day for her. Lucy, special presentation before kick-off to mark her 150 appearances for the club. And now she entered for a great environment to come into when your team are 3-0 up. And Grace Eade is coming on as well for Durham. Young England under-19 player. And Lucy Quinn, someone who needs no introduction really to Blues fans. She's done it all. 2 spells, Republic of Ireland international as well. Did well at Spurs in between stints with Birmingham. She'd love to get a name on the score sheet. And she might go and take this corner, I think. Heron forward from the back. Lots of options, plays it short. Does Quinn. For her trait, she pings in some great balls into the box. One of them bore fruit, didn't it? The goal for Cornet. A challenge on her trait. A little bit over-eager, perhaps, to get involved. Grace Eade. Her trait. Very good showing from her and from her team. Sarri. It needed her to light the touch paper. Plays it forward. Quinn! Oh, well, that would have been the perfect way to round it off for Birmingham. Quinn denied by the legs of Shepherd, then the follow-up effort drifts away from goal by Shannon Cook. They keep creating the chances, and there's one for the sub. It's been a big day for her, with the appreciation before the game of all her efforts over the years for Birmingham. Drove that with power, but if it hadn't been for Shepherd, it would have been 6 or 7. More flowing, cohesive build-up play from Birmingham. Crisp and slick. They're just vibing with each other. Cornet and Sarri, 2 of the goal scorers. Cook. Hertray controls and clips it in. Well, from some angles of the stadium, that probably looked like a goal for the substitute. Bacheba Louis, who was very close to making it 4-0. Hertray, again, driving one into the danger zone. And sharp as attack, hasn't she? Bacheba since coming on. Hertray's, the quality of her balls into the box, top marks for her. And I think the half-term report would read pretty favourably from Amy Merricks, the headmistress. This will be 11 games into a 22-game league season after this one's finished. I mean, Durham, you might say, could do better, but you know, they want to build on. They've only had 2 wins. Here's Sarri, well, having another pop. Never afraid to have a go, understandably, given what she's capable of producing. Cook slots it along the deck. Eyre, who's particularly robust and effective in the first half. Just over a couple of minutes to go, plus any additional time. But really, it was the... I mean, Sarri on 45, Cornet 47, Crosthwaite 49. I mean, that really is a 3-goal assault and that broke the back of the Durham resistance. It sort of knocked the stuffing out of them. The heads haven't dropped, but they've been second best. Louis takes it from Ji So-yun. Fresh legs tormenting Durham here. Cross takes a deflection. Partial clearance. Oh, Quinn punched away well though. Hertray hammers it back into the mix. We have needed the physios in the second half. Although she's made of stern stuff is Lauren Briggs. They've done their utmost to try and stem the flow, but it's just been relentless from Birmingham. Newcastle 2-1 up at Portsmouth. Sunderland lead Ipswich 2-1. Charlton 1, Forest 1. The other 2 o'clock kickoffs. Final minute of the 90. We are going to have lots of stoppage time. Here comes the cross. Oh, and they made a bit of a mess of that, but Birmingham on this occasion weren't able to punish them. Here's McKenna for Sarri. McKenna trying to wrap her foot round the ball, and she has won a corner. Into the first of 6 minutes of added time at the end of the game. The final whistle can't come soon enough for Durham, but Birmingham wants another goal just to put the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cake, the Christmas cake. Here's the corner. In goes Holloway. That's magnificent from her. Cooks forward, trying to get on the end of her cross. Away by Heppel. Quinn. Hertray. Louis holding it up, but losing out. They've kept on the front foot. No taking the foot off the accelerator pedal from Birmingham. All of their scoring came either side of the break. But throughout, in all honesty, they have looked like getting other goals. Heron. It's been a Rolls-Royce performance from her. Cook finds the angle. Lots of options in the middle here. In comes the cross, the header back across the face, and then driven against the bar by Ji So-yun. Well, that would have been the way to round it off. The woodwork comes to Durham's rescue. Super strike of the football after another flowing Birmingham move. But no further damage done to Durham. Frame of the goal still shaking, such was the ferocity, the velocity of that drive. Here's the move. It was Holloway's cross. Header from Sarri. Broke favourably for Ji So-yun, who blasted against the woodwork. The carpentry clattered, really lasered that one in. Louis. Ji So-yun. Hertray pops up on the right this time. Ji So-yun. Still time for her to get her goal. Sarri. It's been some mesmerising movement, looking to bewitch and bamboozle the Durham rearguard, and they have done on a few occasions. Still, they look for more goals. Sarri, who started the ball rolling in spectacular fashion. Quinn denied this time. And now a possible breakaway. They might just get their consolation here. Poppy Pritchard takes it in a stride. Is she going to get the shot away? Heron goes over. Pritchard tries her luck. And that's just about the best they've mustered throughout the game. Pritchard has been the shining light for Durham since coming on. She's tried her best to put them on the back foot. But that's a simple save, really, for Adriana Franch, who's had very little to do. But they're certainly committing bodies forward, Birmingham, in search of the fourth. They forced her out a bit wider than she would have liked there. The Birmingham defenders, Hertray it was at the back with Heron, and Cook went to assist as well. Might have gone wide, but couldn't take any chances there, French. And we're going to have injury time in injury time. I think it's Hertray again. She's got through some work in this game, hasn't she? Got an assist for the second goal. If I was giving player of the match, which I hasten to add, we don't have an official award, but I think I'd probably give it to her, with special mentions for Sarri and Crosthwaite. But there's been no chink in the armour. There's been no weak link, has there, for Birmingham? Been head and shoulders above their opponents. Reflected in the scoreline, but it could easily have been more convincing. I think Hertray is okay. And we can have just the closing seconds of the game. She'll be keen to get back onto the pitch to end her sterling day's work. Cook. Final minute of stoppage time. Echebelui. In front of her is Holloway. Pritchard again with some link-up play. Gets it back. It's hard to believe that Pritchard actually didn't start the game. I mean, she's been exceptional in a losing cause. Heppel will always try and conduct that orchestra and make things tick, but it's been a difficult day for all of the Durham players. But they'll go again after this. It's no disgrace. Most teams are turned over by Birmingham in the second city. There is the final whistle. Job emphatically done. And halfway through the season, Birmingham are right in the mix, challenging in the upper echelons. And the smile says it all from their boss, Amy Merricks. She's witnessed some sensational football, particularly either side of the break. Right at the end of the first half, a delightful long-range free kick from Vea Sarri, and they continued their good work early in the second half. A lovely ball forward from the set piece by Hertray. Chelsea Cornet got on the end of it with a cleverly steered header, and then Lily Crosthwaite with number 3, a deflected effort, went into the back of the net. Substitute Jiso Yun hit the crossbar. There were several other opportunities in first and second half. Poppy Pritchard came on with a good cameo and came the closest to scoring for Durham, but in truth, they were well beaten by a buoyant, vibrant, very efficient Birmingham City team. Handshakes all round and a real sense of positivity around St Andrews at Knighthead Park for the hosts, because they know they have really shown their quality on home turf. If they can match that away from home in the new year, they might well top the tree. They're currently second, but they've beaten Durham by 3-0. Birmingham 3, Durham 0 is the crucial stat. Here are the other facts and figures from the contest. And as you'll see, they tell a story of their own. Utterly dominant Birmingham in all departments. Look at that, 30 shots, 11 of which are on target. And just that one from Poppy Pritchard right at the end for Durham. They were superior on every level here. Durham chased, they tackled and shackled when they could, but they had no answer. And also those key passes, there was some really good, clever build-up, interplay, all on the same wavelength, communication, perspiration and inspiration from Birmingham City's women on this Sunday afternoon. But yeah, you look at that, I mean, how many games do you get where you have a shot every 3 minutes on average in a football match? That really is quite something. And they were solid defensively as well. Let's have a look elsewhere to put this one into context. And what you'll see from Birmingham's point of view is that game at Charlton. We'll go through all of them. Bristol City in a previous game 2, Crystal Palace 3, Sheffield United 0, Southampton 2 in the early kickoff. Birmingham 3, Durham 0 here. But Charlton 1, Forest 1. That's currently still a ladies' score. Charlton were behind, but Birmingham won't want Charlton to get a second goal there because at the moment they're going to cut the gap at the top, as we'll soon see. Portsmouth 1, Newcastle 2, a latest score. And a result there, Ipswich, the bottom team, were on the way to a famous win, but Sunderland turned it round and they've beaten Ipswich by 2-1. That Charlton and Portsmouth, those two games are still playing in stoppage time in those ones. But if there's no change, then this is how it... I think that I've just seen Charlton have scored, actually. So I think that has been reflected. Crikey, they're quick with the as-it-stands table. But yeah, so it's going to be as you were. Charlton have got a late goal. So they're 2-1 up on Forest now. Charlton, 5 points clear of Birmingham. I think the key thing for Birmingham, yes, they could have done with a favour from Forest, but Bristol City, they've got a buffer now, haven't they? With Bristol City having lost their game. So Birmingham are 3 clear of Bristol City. And remember, the top 2 go up. So midway through the season, Birmingham, yeah, you don't want to finish second, you want to win the title, but they'll take it. It means promotion. The Holy Grail, what they're questing for, what they're striving for, is to get back in the top flight, and they're on course to do that. Still lots of twists and turns, lots of changes to the plot to come, I'm sure. But they're 3 points clear of Bristol City. Newcastle, they're right in the thick of the things, aren't they? In the higher echelons, in 4th. Palace, you thought they'd be strong, but they've got a bit of ground to make up. They're in 5th, Forest level with them. Southampton at the top of the bottom half, if you like. Sunderland, who they needed those points, didn't they, against Ipswich, but they got them. Sheffield United in 9th. Durham, though, having lost heavily here, it was expected, this result, really, and they're very grateful for that turnaround in the Ipswich game, even though Sunderland are northeast rivals, because they've still got, Portsmouth are behind them on goal difference, but they've still got a 5-point buffer. And remember, it's only the bottom team who would be involved, would be going down. So you've got to look at that, and they've still got a buffer. But they've got work to do, haven't they, in the second half of the season, Durham, if they're going to get anywhere near emulating last season's 4th place finish. But there's time, there's still time. And as one or two teams have shown, with a sequence of good results, you can haul your way up the standings for certain. And Charlton have beaten Forest, so that's a massive couple of late goals there for the leaders. So really, really exciting afternoon of Barclays WSL 2 action. So yeah, let's have a look at the goals. I mean, it would, to be honest with you, we'd be here for another half an hour if we showed you all the chances. So you can just take my word for it. Feel free on the live stream. You can scroll back at any time, I believe, and witness any of the game you want to watch. And actually, I am told we can show you all the highlights, so there'll be plenty of those. So make sure you stay tuned, and here they come. Right from the outset, I thought Birmingham were really up for this. That can be shown, can't it? Great interception by Hertre, Sarri slicing the ball wide, but they had several chances before this. They were swarming all over Durham in the first half. Sarri took a wild swing at the ball, but her moment was to come, and how. This was literally the last action of the first half. They'd huffed and they'd puffed, they hadn't found a way through. Centre stage, Vea Sarri. Marvellous. Vintage from Vea. Sarri with a special, stellar pre-Christmas moment. A gorgeous hit. And then another good set piece here. Curler from Hertray. Chelsea corner. She watched that brilliantly because it was curling a lot and she just steered it. And great celebration as well. Surrounded by jubilant teammates. And they had the second goal. This was early in the second half. And it was just relentless. Always pleasing as well for the coaches to get a couple of set-piece goals, but they strung together some good passing moves, witnessed here. Lovely layoffs and flicks and tricks, and then the shot deflected cross-threat with the third goal against her old club, and that effectively finished the scoring. But there was still over 40 minutes left of the game, but there was no way back. Cross-threat with the finish. They kept pushing for more goals, though, did Birmingham City. This one well by Holloway. Sarri tried to find a route past Shepherd, who actually had a really good day in goal for Durham. She made some fine saves throughout to restrict the damage, but there was no way out of their defence. Hertray trying a luck from an unlikely angle. She never stopped running. Great performance from Oceane Hertray. But another decent bit of shot stopping from Kat Shepherd. Shannon Cook with the pass here for sub Lucy Quinn, who was presented with a special award to mark her loyalty to the club before the game. Off the bench, she nearly got a goal, and Shannon Cook also had a few attempts in this one, so she didn't quite round off a lovely day, Lucy Quinn. But they were almost constantly on the front foot. Hertray for Acheba Louis, who was one of the subs who came on and tried to make her mark. A flurry of shots and goalmouth incidents, and another dangerous attack down the left. Really good ball in. The ball broke for the substitute, Ji So-yun, who came very close to scoring, thundering that shot against the bar, and Acheba Louis unable to gobble up the second attempt on the follow-up. Nonetheless, they'll be happy with 3. That would have been a spectacular way to end it from Ji So-yun, but it finished there, and Birmingham City will enjoy their Christmas. Durham with plenty of work to do in the lower reaches, the nether regions of the table, but Birmingham are flying high in second, and they've seen off Durham by 3-0. Jack Woodward signing off from St Andrews at Knighthead Park. Thanks very much for watching today's broadcast. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you.